In this video, you will get a guided tour of ShadeSwap. If you're an experienced DeFi user, you likely won't need this, but if you're somewhat new to decentralized exchanges like ShadeSwap and understanding what's available here, this will be great. So let's start with the navigation bar on the left, and at these options, bridges at the top. We'll go into that. This is likely the first tool that you would use as you would move funds onto Secret Network. And the only assumption that this makes is that you have a wallet set up. Options like MetaMask for Ethereum and Kepler for Cosmos are very popular. But let's say you had bought some ETH on Coinbase and wanted to move that onto ShadeSwap. It's only 2 steps. Number 1, send the Ethereum from Coinbase to your MetaMask wallet. And number 2, connect your wallet here. Choose the networks that you want to bridge from and to, and then initiate that bridging process. Once that's done, then you have secret wrapped Ethereum on ShadeSwap. The second option on the navigation is swap. This allows you to swap or trade different assets. And it's important to note that anytime you move a new asset onto ShadeSwap or acquire a new asset via trade, you'll need to generate a viewing key. It's the prompt with this little button here. Because all of your balances and transactions are encrypted, a viewing key allows you to see them. Don't share your viewing key with anyone who you wouldn't want to see all of that information. Then if you go into pools, this might look like a massive new world to explore, and it is. These are called LP pools. Basically, you can pair equal parts of 2 assets, let's say Silk and Ethereum, and then earn rewards for liquidity providing in the form of shade. You could auto compound those rewards, put them back into the pool so that your LP position continues to increase, or you could take that shade and play with it. A lot of options there as well. The dashboard option here under swap shows you key metrics on the DEX, recent price action, top movers, things like that. The next option is borrow. You can mint the Silk stablecoin with any of these assets, currently with 0 interest. What you really want to pay attention to as you're doing that is the loan to value ratio that you select, or the LTV ratio. The interface will communicate this to you. You just need to read it carefully. Let's say you want to lock up some Ethereum and mint Silk with it. Look at the liquidation price you're selecting and choose something that matches your risk appetite, your strategy, and that at the end of the day you feel confident about. The earn page on borrow here, this is where you can deposit Silk and earn yield on it passively. It fluctuates somewhat based off of loans that are liquidated, but generally you can earn between 6 to 9% on your Silk. Next is the Silk page. You can see the peg, the total supply of Silk, and then the basket composition. This might seem a little bit foreign because unlike most stablecoins, Silk does not track the value of the US dollar. It's not meant to sit at 1.00 at a dollar. It's beyond the scope of this video, but there's actually a lot of unacknowledged risk in such an approach, what could be called a single fiat pegged stablecoin. Instead, Silk's peg is composed of this weighted index of global value that you can see here: the US dollar, Canadian dollar, euro, Japanese yen, gold, and Bitcoin. And this index, this peg composition, is designed to help Silk preserve purchasing power better than any single currency can. And in fact, in 38 years of backtesting, it beats the US dollar and the euro soundly. If you want to learn more about Silk, we'll link a 3-minute video in the description. Next is the option to stake. This is where you can stake shade. You can lock it up with a 7-day unbond period and earn yield on it. What's really unique about shade is that all this yield, these rewards you're getting, they are real. You're earning a share of the protocol revenue when you stake shade. And that's pretty different because often on DEXs you can earn yield that is much, much higher than this. More attractive APR percentages, but it's the equivalent of Monopoly, play money. It's a very different story here. If you want to understand more about real yield, we'll link a 2-minute video in the description. The next option in the tab is bonds. This product doesn't have a lot of activity going on right now, but it's good to know about. Let's say that the protocol wants to reduce the supply of Silk in circulation. You could sell your Silk, release it into this bond, and then receive Shade at a discount from the market price in a specified time period. It might be 30 days. And then after that time period is up, claim is where you would go to claim that Shade. The next option in the nav bar is derivatives. And this might make your head spin a little bit if you're new to DeFi and are not familiar with the idea of a liquid staking derivative. But let me try to give a simple explanation here that would make sense. Every chain has a security structure that's typically called proof of something. Maybe you've heard of proof of stake. In the Cosmos ecosystem and Secret Network, where Shade Protocol is built on, that is a proof of stake style network. In these security schemes, a user can bond their ETH, Atom, or Secret to a validator node and then receive staking rewards in exchange for that lockup. So the network gets security and you, as the user, get rewards. When users stake on a Cosmos chain like Secret, those tokens have a 21-day unbonding period. But what if in the middle of that you wanted to make a trade all of a sudden? You couldn't. Those tokens are illiquid. On the other hand, if you have a liquid staking derivative, like what's possible on this page, through Staked Secret, there are some huge benefits. Number one, you can still help secure the network and receive auto-compounding staking rewards. So the staked token accumulates value relative to the native unstaked Secret. Number two, since your tokens aren't subject to bonding limitations, they are liquid. You can drink up all the possibilities of DeFi like swaps, borrowing, lending, liquidity providing. Everything you could do with Stake Secret, that's greater yield possibilities than if you were to only stake or only hold the native asset. And third, liquid staking derivatives built by Shade Protocol, they have the benefit of being private. So you get all of those benefits we just mentioned while maintaining transactional privacy. Next on the menu is the portfolio. And this page is pretty simple, just like it sounds. Once your wallet is connected, this is a dashboard where you can see all of the assets that you're holding with that associated address. The next page is Wrap, where you can take any of these listed assets and turn it into a private version of itself. For example, Secret is the gas token for Secret Network. It's public by default, and you need at least a little bit of Secret in your wallet to execute transactions on Shadeswap. You could, of course, also unwrap assets here. And it's worth noting that all the pools and all the swaps really on Shadeswap, these are the private versions of these tokens. Since the DEX is privacy focused, that's the norm. But if you do need to wrap or unwrap privacy, this is where you could do that. The send page is just like it sounds. This is something that you could do from your wallet, but the UI is so clean here. It's quite easy and beautiful. Let's say you have another wallet and you want to send Shade or Silk or some Secret to it. Maybe you're sending funds to someone else. Just copy that address and make your send from here. The next page is Migrate, and you probably wouldn't visit this much. There would be no need. The original version of Shade token was upgraded to a new token standard on Secret Network, and that migration took place here. Similarly, the next page, Airdrop here. This is also kind of a bygone relic of Shade history that if you're watching this video, it's likely not pertinent to you. It will probably be removed sometime in the future. And then the last option here is utilities. If you wanted to play around with decrypting one of your transactions on Shadeswap, you could do that here. Just copy the transaction hash after it processes, paste it in here, and then you could see the whole decrypted transaction. So this has been your brief guided tour of Shadeswap. As you can see, Shade Protocol is this cohesive, interconnected suite of private DeFi apps. They just keep building and it just keeps getting better. Make sure to subscribe here on YouTube and follow us on socials to stay in touch with all the latest and keep learning. Until next time, we'll see you later.